Hi guys, I'm Changez Asad and welcome to another episode of my show, TGIF Talks with Changez. Today we're going to dive into the metaphysics, energies, vibes, frequencies, and most importantly, manifestation. Let me introduce to you my guest, Fatima Fazli. Assalamu alaikum, how are you?
Walaikum assalam. I'm doing well. It's good to be here.
Thanks, it's a pleasure. So what's been going on these days?
Pretty much work and just with the kids, and there's just a lot
Oh,
of
that
work.
sounds like a lot.
It is. There's just a
Yeah,
lot
balancing
happening all
everything.
the time. Yeah. So
So let's dive straight into it. So basically, energy. What comes to your mind when you hear the word energy?
I feel energy is what sort of helps you with your day-to-day life, how you feel about things, how you feel about your
Yeah.
surroundings, and how you kind of go about your day. Just the way that you start your day and the way you end your day. It's really important with the kind of energy that
Yeah.
that you're feeling throughout that whole sort of process.
Yeah. Basically, everything is energy. Your thoughts, your thoughts and your moods, everything. They're basically signals which you're sending out into the unseen. That's why it's very important that you always keep your energy positive. Now, there's many people who are skeptics. They consider this mystical nonsense. Are you a believer?
I am definitely a believer of good energy attracting the kind of people around me. Even generally, I try to stay away from negativity throughout whatever
Yeah.
I do with my work, with family, every sort of anything that is happening in my life. Past and present, I think it's really important, the kind of positive energy. It just helps you with everything that you're doing.
I'm also a very staunch believer in energy. You see, these are experiences. Mainstream science won't really accept this, but all of these things are proven by science. Because you see, thoughts, they're actually frequencies. As I said, you're sending out a frequency into the unseen. So basically, for example, if I'm thinking positive, right? If I'm thinking positive, my positive signals are going to go out into the universe and they're going to attract positivity. That's like frequency. For example, 528 hertz, the frequency of abundance. If I tune myself to 528 hertz, 528 hertz is going to come.
I think that's true. I think I'm not very familiar with these numbers, but I think, like with me, the most important thing is starting my day right, and that is how I feel like I have a plan and the energy that is coming to me. I get up every morning. The first thing I do is I just manifest what is going to happen throughout the day. It's going to
Yeah,
be a good
that's
day. It's really important to tell myself that today I'm going to have a good day, and that just
perfect.
mentally kind of puts you in that mind, like
Yeah.
frame of mind where you feel like that is going to, that's the way that you want your day to go. And then the rest, obviously there's so much going on, but as long as you're thinking positive, I think it makes a big difference.
Yeah, and another thing about energy is it helps me, at least personally, differentiate between people because energy never really lies. So if someone's like acting a certain way, like on my face, I can tell that it's fake.
There are a lot of fake people out there. And I feel like with friends, especially the kind of people you choose to be around, it's really important to have people that can lift you up rather than bring you down. And that happens a lot, like with friends and also sometimes with your family also. If you have a good support system and you have people who would give you that good
Yeah.
energy, that will stay with you longer, and it will help you be healthy. Like your mind is going to be healthy, your body is also going to feel better.
You should surround yourself with positive people because positive people are emitting positive energies. If you surround yourself with negative people, you're going to become negative to yourself, right?
Yes, definitely. I think that, and we've seen that happen a lot. There's a lot of gaslighting happening nowadays, which is
Yeah.
quite problematic, and with younger kids as well. And there's bullying as well. There's so much that's going on, and I feel like that's all part of this. If you surround yourself with people who are helping you, rather than just creating tension for you, I think that's it's definitely something that is better. Obviously.
Yeah, so now let's jump into manifestation. Yeah, we should have spoken more about energies, but that's like our topic. So manifestation, it's something that's recently been trending, and it's really popular in the new generation because you see, mind power, as I said, you can attract what you want. You underestimate the power of your mind. So what comes to your mind when you hear manifestation?
So for me, manifestation is a process where uh, sorry, I'm just gonna do it again. So for me, manifestation is a process. From like in my life, I've experienced a lot, like
Yeah.
with my work as well, and I feel like when I manifest positive thoughts or like this outcome where I feel that okay, this is how I want to see my work going. Like my work is an example because the kind of work that I'm into. Like initially when I started it, it was a lot. It was really difficult. There was a lot of stuff that was not going right. But I, in my mind, just decided that okay, I'm going to make this happen because this is something that's very close to my heart, and that's why that kind of positivity that I had, I just stuck to that positive frame of mind, which really helped me pull through. And now after 7 years, I'm at a point where I feel like that just totally helped me overcome any kind of issues or any kind of like things that were
That's deep.
not so and I think that's really important to tell people, because sometimes you feel like you want to give up because when things are hard, you that's your first instinct. But if there's something that you really believe in, and if you can manifest that sort of that process of understanding, and eventually that thought that okay, something amazing is going to come out of it, and your mind is going to believe that, and then your body is going to respond to that as well.
So for those who don't know what manifestation is, basically, I think I've already explained this at the start, but I'm going to use the proper terms now. So as I said, your thoughts are frequencies and they head out into the universe, but energy attracts energy, and that is what you call the law of attraction. So basically, manifestation is tuning yourself to your goals, tuning your energy to your goals, to your dreams, and actually achieving them. Because you see, when you want something, I don't think it's ever random, because in the future, there's a version of you that already has it, and this future version of you exists in the fourth dimension, time. We live in the third dimension, but the fourth dimension exists. We just can't see it. So when you want something, even if it's the slightest thing, it's not random. It's future you trying to send you a message that there's something written for you and you can achieve it.
I would also like to add that I also feel that in terms of just your general well-being, it's really important to manifest that if something is wrong with you, if you're not feeling well, like I went through a lot of years of being unwell, and I just
Oh, that sounds
yes,
bad.
so
Oh,
but it's great because now like I'm in that place where I've just when sometimes you lose control of your body, and that usually happens when you're not well. But because once you think about and you try to, if you're positive and if you have that kind of if you manifest this that energy, and you're like okay, I need to try to take care of myself, then slowly you start bringing control back to your your just day-to-day life and everything. And I feel like health is really important, and if you manifest that okay, I have to take care of myself, I have to make sure that and you can take small steps, because nothing happens very like quickly. It takes longer, sometimes it takes years, but it's just that understanding it and believing in that thought process and being able to just be positive about it can really help
and
with your health as well.
Yeah, and mind power is enough to cure you. I don't think you really need allopathic medicines, because have you ever heard of Louise Hay?
Yes, I have.
Oh, that's cool. Basically, she had a very traumatic childhood. So she manifested negativity into her life, and she was diagnosed with cancer. And she got cured. She took the treatment, but that cancer kept recurring, kept coming back. So she decided to get to the root of it. So she used mind power, affirmations, to cure her cancer, and it never came back. And she also compiled this one book, Heal Your Body. Have you heard of it?
Yes, I have.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's an essential for me.
Okay.
So basically, it includes the cause, the illness, and the cause, and the affirmation. So you reflect on it. Is this what is happening to you? And if it is, you try to exterminate the cause and replace it with the positive affirmation. And boom, your illness is gone.
A lot of times, especially like recently, I have been doing lots of meditation. I think meditation really helps you with that as well.
It does.
And also sort of resetting your nervous system. We have some amazing practitioners here in Lahore that I've been, I've been lucky to just go and practice with them.
Meditation and mindfulness are very important. I don't know why we neglect it generally, but it's very important for your well-being.
It is, and I've been on some amazing mindful retreats where that is your prime focus, basically having an intention and a positive outlook to things, and then also with affirmations.
Yeah.
It just telling yourself that you're enough, or that I'm strong. these small, like these one, just really, really small things can also make a big difference. And if you're in a group, that attracts a lot of positive energy within the group. And that is really important. And because I have been lucky enough to be amongst these amazing people, and it generally just helps you feel better. And you also know that you're not alone. That is the most important thing, that there are other people who are also going through the same thing. And I feel like it's good to be able to spread that amongst people as well.
There's this one famous saying, if you go into a perfume shop, you'll end up smelling, you'll come out, and you don't buy anything, you'll come out smelling nice like perfume. But if you go into a blacksmith's shop, you're going to come out smelling like fumes. So that really reflects on your company. By perfume shop, it means obviously positive company. And by blacksmith, it means negative company. So your company really does matter.
It does. And I think that sometimes in life, it takes you longer to realize that. But if you have even a few friends who are close to you, just even that is enough. You don't need a large group of people to make you feel good. You only need a few people who are by your side and who can give you that positivity. And also, I feel like a lot nowadays with people, when you're working also, they just bring you down with your work as well. And also health and, how you're looking, like especially your appearances. And so you need that kind of positivity around you, and especially those friends who actually love you enough to tell you that, you are doing your best. Like you are enough and you're doing your best.
Totally.
And it's okay if you're not. And we see that happening a lot. So and that's how you can tell who your friends are.
And you're always manifesting unconsciously, because if you keep thinking positive, you don't know what signals you're sending out into the universe. But if you keep thinking negative, the frequency of negative thoughts is anxiety, tension, all that stuff. It's 440 hertz. So if your thoughts are tuned to 440 hertz, as I said, energy attracts energy. You're going to attract 440 hertz, and negative things are going to happen in your life. For example, if you convince yourself that you're going to get stuck in traffic before work, you will get stuck in traffic. But if you convince yourself that you won't, then you won't. It's as simple as that.
It is lovely to know that you can do that, actually, because sometimes you do feel like, there's just the whole day, there's just things that are happening, which are, everything is going wrong. But even that one thought of bringing that little positivity with anything that you do can totally change. And even if you're having a bad day, you have the next day, you can just start fresh again. And it doesn't matter if you're having a bad day once, but if you're feeling like that's happened to you, but the next day is there for you to change that and still feel like, okay, today is going to be a better day, rather than it like thinking about those negative thoughts and kind of being stuck in that. So you can look into, the future, and that should basically motivate you to be able to just be more positive about things.
And never underestimate the power of your subconscious mind. Basically, your subconscious mind does not know the difference between reality and fiction. So basically, what you convince yourself, that's basically what's going to happen, because I talked about emitting frequencies, but your brain waves, right? You have an electromagnetic spectrum around you, which stretches to 20 miles. Can you believe it? 20 miles of a radius around you.
That is quite interesting, because I think just knowing that it's happening to you and to the people around you can actually make you, I think that sort of just helps you be more positive.
It's not just that, but
thing.
It's not just that, but you can emit waves that actually change the world around you. If you've convinced yourself that you're not going to get stuck in traffic, you'll emit that wave, and you won't. I know it kind of sounds a bit far-fetched at this point, but this is actual science. I'm telling you, this is science.
Yeah. No, I think that happens with your body as well. If you tell yourself, if you have a certain pain, and unless there's an actual issue, but with stress and anxiety, because a lot of pains nowadays, a lot of people who have these issues is just because they're mostly related to stress, anxiety. And if you lower those levels, of course, by being able to be more mindful or manifesting positive thoughts, then that can help with your health as well, and how you feel in general. I think that's important.
And if you practice gratitude, you'll attract more. It's even said, like Allah says, that be grateful and you'll get more. So this is scientifically proven. If you're being grateful, you're going to attract more.
Gratefulness, I think, is the most important thing.
It is.
Every little thing that's happening to you, even if it's small or big, if you're grateful for it, then you will be able to understand that, okay, there is something good that's happening in my life, because that is important to know. And the bad thoughts and the bad things kind of it just sort of helps you forget about that, because then at least at the end of the day, you're like, okay, something good has happened. Like if 6 bad things have happened to you in one day, even one small glimmer. That's why they say, glimmers are really important, that term, because glimmers are very small things that happen that you should notice, that make you feel like there is positive things happening, even the smallest of things. And I think that's, if you can just be able to do that as well, that will make you generally feel better.
And neuroplasticity, whenever you think a thought, your brain forms a neural pathway. And every time you repeat that thought, that pathway becomes stronger. So if you're thinking positive, you're going to get positive pathways. And if you think negative, you're going to get hardwired for negativity. That is the power of the human mind. You really need to control what you think.
I think with your mind, it's definitely because any kind of bad thoughts, and generally they do bring you down. So, and I totally believe in what you're saying, and I think that's true.
So what methods do you use for manifestation? Like, people have gratitude journals, vision boards. They sit, they visualize, they meditate, they try to open their solar plexus chakra. For those who don't know about it, basically chakras are your energy centers, and they're tuned to a certain frequency. So yeah, the solar plexus is linked to manifestation. So yeah.
For me, I do practice mindfulness, and I do meditate. I have a journal. I do note down things. And also I feel like for me, it's important if you're on Instagram as well, and if you're sort of putting up a post and you write something where you're sending out those positive thoughts, like this week is going to be great, or today I'm going to have a good day. So I try to do that a lot, because what happens is that not only am I doing it for myself, but I feel like whoever's, because sometimes people message me and they're like, oh, that's such a beautiful thought. And I'm like, okay, because that I'm also sending out that positive energy, and that helps me. And then because I'm also a visual artist by profession, so I painting helps me a lot. Like that kind of helps me be very mindful, and just sort of that's the way I express myself. And of course my work as well, I feel like it's just the perfect expression for me. Anything that I'm doing, I'm very mindful about it, because my work is so tedious, and the way that I do it also, and I think that really helps me understand the way I feel generally, and especially because I like to use a lot of colors in my work, and that's something. And it's amazing, because what I do is, if I have like a lot of pictures, I go back and I look at those pictures, and it makes me happy. I don't know, I mean, it makes other people happy, but it makes me the happiest, because it just like, it elevates my mood, and it brings those endorphins of like, just when you start feeling better, because you're like, okay, I created something that's beautiful. And that's how I bring that kind of positive, happy energy to my life.
You just mentioned that you're putting positive stuff on social media. Are you also one of those people just like me who are like, those memes yapping to Instagram notes to yourself, yapping to absolutely no one?
No, well, I mean, I'm hoping that some people are, kind of resonating with what I'm saying as well. But it's like, but
I'm one of those.
But it's mostly for yourself. I feel like you start with how you feel, and then if it can help someone else, it's obviously wonderful. But I think everything begins with, just your own frame of mind, and trying to just feel better yourself. Because then again, if you're feeling better, you are going to give that positive energy around you. And there are days when I don't feel like that also. And
Same here.
And it's not like you're all the time, you're feeling happy all the time.
Yeah, that's human nature.
It is. And there are days that you feel really low. But then, like I said, it just changes. It's a new week. It's a new day. And that idea of it is really important to understand, that it's not continuous,
But if you
things will change.
But if you repeat positive affirmations to yourself in the morning, that is the most powerful time, and your whole day is going to go positive.
Yes, I think that is the most important. Just start off your day.
Speaking of which are your regular affirmations?
Okay, so for me, the most important that I feel is, I try to tell myself that I am strong and I am enough. And that is really important.
That's really powerful.
Because
you speak into existence. You are. I can see.
And it's nice because some friends tell you that as well, sometimes, and it's lovely to hear that. But I think it's important to tell yourself, because life just brings you down, and you go through so many things on a daily basis, where there's so many hardships, and with lots of things, family, work. And I feel like, sometimes you feel like you are not strong enough. And for me, that is the most important thing. And because, I've been through a lot in general with my life. So now it's important for me to tell myself, okay, I'm still strong. Like, I can still do this, and I am enough. Like, I don't don't need anybody to tell me that, because that's how I should be feeling. So that's the most important thing that I start off with. And then nowadays I'm very, very conscious of my health as well. So I try to do a few of those also, where I try to just put in some like healthy, like sort of energy out there where you want to understand that, your body is feeling good. So yeah, that's also something that I'm quite mindful about.
Yeah,
nowadays.
And interestingly, the reason why many of our, as I said, you wanting something is not random, right? But the reason we don't get it is because we ask from a place of lack. Your brain says, I don't have this. You have to replace that with, I do have this. And this is proven. You don't focus on the negative. So when you ask from a place of lack, you're less likely, because your brain creates resistance. I'll just get to that in a bit, the law of resistance. But if you ask from a place of abundance, if you ask from gratitude, you will definitely get what you've asked for.
And sometimes there are things that are not, like you feel like, oh, I've just been trying and I've been doing so much, but I'm not achieving anything.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where you really need to understand that even the smallest thing that, even if you've had a good meal, or if you've had a day without any aches or pains or without a headache, even those little things, by the time that you go and lie down at night, it's good to just reflect on your day and understand that, okay, I had a lot of negative, there was
like those memes when I have a flu, and I remember how nice it was to have a clear nose.
Exactly. It's like, always look at the positive, whatever it is. There is always something small even, but I think it's
there always is, because breathing, you'd never be grateful for breathing. Yes. But when you have a flu, you're like, oh, I miss it when I wasn't congested.
Yes.
And then your flu's gone and you forget about it. You're not grateful that you're not diagnosed with something. You don't practice gratitude, like that you have a food on your table even.
Yes.
That's something to be grateful for. There's so many people who do not have food on their table. You should be grateful for what you have, and you'll attract more. Okay, so basically, I'm gonna get into some technical stuff now. Sorry to bore you. But there was this one Japanese scientist called Masaru Emoto. I think most people know about this experiment, but basically, he took 2 samples of water. He repeated positive affirmations to one and negative things to one. He complimented one, like, you're beautiful, that type of stuff. And he said negative things to one, like, you're a failure, you're never gonna get through. And guess what happened? He froze the 2 samples. And the one that he repeated positive things to, it had formed beautiful crystals and like really nice patterns. But the one that he repeated negative things to, they were like chaotic, ugly. That's powerful,
That is powerful, but
Yeah.
I haven't read about this, but it does sound like quite amazing.
This is true.
Because there's many things.
So if this is scientifically proven, why are we not using water as a conductor to manifest? Water holds energetic memories. So if you speak to your water, if you speak positive affirmations to your water, you can really change your life, and you can make it much more effective, because water touches each and every single cell of your body, including your DNA. And that's called quantum charging. I explained it first and then took the name of the term. So do you believe in this, or do you think it's going a bit too far?
I think that it sounds very interesting, and
Yeah.
since like there are so many new things out there that now people are starting to believe, I would love to be able to do that. I think that sounds really nice, to be anything that and like you're saying, that water does go and touch all parts of your body, so that does sound pretty amazing. I mean, I think I can try that and see how
Yeah,
that
you should.
works. Like just
Yeah,
in the
you
morning, maybe just see
repeat
that.
5, actually just 5 affirmations to your water and see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to try that.
Okay, so now we're going to head towards the rapid fire round. I'm going to ask you a question and you have a split second to answer. 1 word you live by.
Love.
Morning ritual you swear by.
Meditation.
Has something you manifested really happened?
Yes.
Oh, cool. What? You just explain in a second.
My work.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes.
Okay, your go-to affirmation?
Be strong.
That's nice. If you could manifest dinner with anyone, dead or alive, who?
Ooh, that's tough.
Sentimental question there.
That is a sentimental question. I think my father. No.
Oh, that's so sweet. Biggest
I miss
skeptic.
him.
Yeah, that's really sweet. It's really heart touching. Biggest skeptic moment you had, but then it worked.
Again, with my work.
Oh, okay.
Definitely.
And have you ever manifested something negative by accident?
No, I haven't. I'm very
Okay,
sure
you're
about
lucky
things.
there.
Yeah.
Because like 90% of people are doing that.
No.
Okay, guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and catch us in the next episode. Do comment the word guide, and we'll DM you a copy of Heal Your Body by Louise Hay. Peace out.